7 best side hustles that you can start today. And I'm not talking about doing surveys and wasting your time and energy. I'm talking about actual real side hustles that you can actually do while you're working a job. But the best part is that you can actually make into a full-time source of income. Every single side hustle that we're gonna be discussing today, you can create into a full-time income working from the comfort of your own home. And we're gonna be counting down at the top 7 best ways to actually start your side hustle literally as soon as today. But very quickly, before we actually get into that, if you're new here, first of all, welcome to The Strongest Family on YouTube, anywhere. And if you like money, make sure you do 2 very quick things. Tap on the little like button until it turns blue for the YouTube algorithm, and also make sure you click that little red subscribe button and join the Bell Squad. Why do you want to do that? Well, because we actually give away a $1,000 course to the first commenter on all of our videos. And so the only way you can do that is if you join the Bell Squad and you are the first commenter on our next video. So really quick, shout out to our last winners right here. And also, you guys have been absolutely loving the little fun riddles that we've been doing. I've been reading through all of them myself, and some of your guys' answers are absolutely ridiculous. So we're actually gonna keep that going. And today's riddle is, what cannot be put into a saucepan? And the first person who actually gets the correct answer down below as a comment on this video is going to be our next $1,000 course winner. And we'll give you a shout out along with the first commenter on our next video. So if you're old like me, you probably understand that most people, how they're actually taught to make money was to go to school, go to college, get good grades, brush their teeth, get a job, save for retirement, and hopefully eventually have that coveted white picket fence for the American dream. But today's world has changed. Nowadays, instead of having to save up for a lifetime, if you actually click the correct keys on a keyboard and work smart instead of working hard, you can actually make enough money to retire in way less time than has ever been available before in history. And the reality is, things have gotten more expensive, but our actual wages for jobs haven't significantly increased in a long time. So if you look at our parents' generation, right, they had the ability to actually buy houses, which many millennials and people my age and younger don't have the ability to do. And what that means is 90% or more of people nowadays generally don't earn enough from one source of income, aka their job, which means that you are probably here because you want to find a side hustle that you can actually supplement or actually replace your current income with. So take your phone, throw it out the window, turn off Instagram, turn off Tinder, because we are going to get into the top 7 best side hustles that you can start right now that can supplement or replace your current income. So we're gonna start with number 7 and count all the way down to the number 1 best side hustle, starting with number 7. Side hustle number 7 is actually called wholesale real estate. Now, a lot of people think that to start real estate, you actually need hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to actually get started, but that is actually not true. Like every business in the world, there are inefficiencies in real estate. And what you actually do with wholesale real estate is you find someone or a business or somebody out there in the world who is struggling to sell their property. And what you say is, hey, I'm willing to buy your property for $10,000, $20,000 below the market value, and you have no actual intention of buying this property. All you're gonna do is actually enter into a non-binding contract saying that you'll buy the property for $20,000 less than market value. Then what you do once you actually have that contract is you go out and you market this property to other investors in the area, to people who buy real estate in the area, on Craigslist, all the different ways that you can possibly think of, but you actually market it for market value, right? And what you're doing is you're actually taking advantage of your marketing skills, or the marketing skills that you learn and get better at. And there's all sorts of videos about wholesale real estate that go much deeper into this. And then what you do is you connect the buyer at market value with the contract of the seller that you found at $20,000 less than market value, and then you actually make the difference in between for connecting the buyer and the seller. Side hustle number 6 is called social media marketing. Now, if you don't know what social media marketing is, you're literally on YouTube. You've probably seen a YouTube ad, you've probably seen a Facebook ad. Now, these ads are incredibly effective, especially if you know how to put $1 into the machine and take $2 out. And if you can start to do this with $100 and $1,000, then what starts to happen is you really can start making a significant amount of money. But the cool thing is you don't actually need any money to get started. You can actually learn the basics of Facebook and Google and YouTube ads, or literally just focus on the one that you feel is most effective, and then you can charge other people and other business owners, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month retainers to actually run basic digital marketing ads on social media on their behalf for those retainers. Now, the way that I like to do this is with real estate agents setting up basic Facebook ads that look like this. And I know I personally and many of my students have actually been able to do this incredibly successfully, to the point where they've been able to supplement or replace their actual full-time income just setting up basic social media ads for businesses. Side hustle number 5 is freelancing. Now, there's a million different ways to do freelancing, but you've probably seen some of the people who are making a significant amount of money doing this. People on Fiverr that design logos, that do thumbnails, that will write content and actually create blog posts or emails for you, copywriters, web developers, voiceover artists, voice actors, marketers, cartoonists, funnel builders, SEO people, digital marketers, and literally the list goes on basically infinitely. You can do freelancing in so many different ways as long as you have a marketable skill that someone somewhere on the internet, which is basically an infinite market, is willing to pay for. And then all you have to do is actually list your particular services or what you can do that is worth some amount of money on these freelance websites like Freelance, like Fiverr, like Upwork, like so many different freelance websites that are out there, and you will get people who are interested in paying for your services. All you have to do is look at what other people are out there and actually making money and what they're doing, and see whether or not you can actually duplicate some of those same things. Side hustle number 4 is actually called drop servicing. Now, drop servicing is actually very similar to freelancing, except for one important difference. Now, what drop servicing actually is you actually offer a service, but instead of you being the one to fulfill that service, you actually outsource the work. And let me give you an example. Let's say that you know some people that actually want to have websites built, but you don't know how to build a website. What you can do is you can say, sure, I'll build that website for you. It'll cost $1,000 to build the website, for example, and then you can actually look on freelance sites yourself, find somebody in another country that has a cheaper cost of living who might build the website for $250, and then you actually net the difference between what you charge for the people that wanted to pay you $1,000 and the actual freelancer and expert that you outsource the work to that only charges $250, and you net the $750 in between. And now there's so many actual agencies that do this with SEO work, with digital marketing, with web design, with all sorts of things, where they'll actually handle all the sales and marketing on the front end, and then they'll outsource a lot of the actual work itself to more cost-effective markets where there's cheaper cost of living, where they can actually charge significantly less to do the same exact work. Side hustle number 3 is a virtual assistant. Now, virtual assistants can literally be anything, and if you're just starting out, a virtual assistant is probably one of the easiest possible things to get hired doing. Now, I myself have about 80 different virtual assistants that handle all sorts of things, like customer service, like moderating Facebook groups, like answering emails, like performing daily tasks. I have executive assistants, I have project managers, I have people who manage my schedule and make calls for me and do all sorts of things. And these are all virtual assistants, most of which live in the Philippines or India. And these are incredibly smart people that I cannot imagine my life without at this point. But you, wherever you live, no matter what you do, no matter what your age is, you can actually be a virtual assistant too. All you have to do is just list your services on the same freelance websites, and then just be a hard worker. If you care even incrementally more than most other people do, you can become invaluable to an entrepreneur like myself, to a business, to large businesses like Apple that constantly need more customer service representatives and phone staff, right? So if you actually are good at what you do, if you care even the slightest bit, that's more than most people do, and you can actually start to leverage that into a side hustle and ultimately into potentially a full-time income. Side hustle number 2 is e-commerce. e-commerce. Now, e-commerce is the #1 most trending actual niche in the past decade that people have made a massive amount of money from. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. We've seen multi-billion-dollar companies like Amazon, which is a multi-trillion-dollar company. We've seen Shopify absolutely explode as well, and we've seen so many people create fortunes, in a very short amount of time, leveraging the actual power of e-commerce. Now, there's a lot of different ways to actually do e-commerce. My favorite 2 ways are drop shipping, but doing it intelligently, right? Going after products that have a wow factor that you can't easily get from a Walmart, that somebody that's actually seeing it in a Facebook ad would stop their scroll, be interested enough and buy, right? These types of products you look for are trending. These are the types of products you look for that actually have the saleability that a lot of people don't understand when they're first starting, right? My second favorite way is Amazon FBA. Now, Amazon FBA has actually changed my own personal life and thousands of my students' lives, literally from all around the world. Amazon handles most of the work for you from a fulfillment perspective. All you have to do is actually find a product that has more demand than it has supply, and then make minor improvements to that product, and then list it on Amazon, and then they handle all of the hard work of the website, getting the customers, and handling all of the fulfillment. And the #1 side hustle we will get to in just a second, but if you haven't already, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you also subscribe, join the Bell Squad, and actually comment down below side hustle. And if we get 1,000 comments that say side hustle down below, we will actually release a free course that teaches you exactly how you can actually upgrade your side hustle and create a full-time income from home. And so without further ado, the #1 side hustle for this year is actually creating an online course, right? Creating a digital community, creating a mastermind, creating a group coaching program, right? Don't overcomplicate this. If you have a skill, and even if you don't believe you do, right? I know that you have a skill that someone somewhere is willing to pay for. Maybe you're good at math and you can do tutoring, right? Maybe you're good at e-commerce and you can teach people how you had success. Maybe you're good at dating or talking to women or talking to men. Maybe you're good at exercising. Maybe you're in really good shape, right? You do have a skill that someone somewhere is willing to pay for, and you want to monetize that, right? And the best way to start doing that is to start creating content, start creating YouTube videos, create a Udemy instructor profile, right? And actually publish a course, no matter how basic it is. Create a Facebook group, find and connect with other like-minded people on Facebook, in Facebook communities, in forums, on blogs, right? And all over the internet. If you are passionate enough and you have some skill that someone somewhere wants to pay for, you can make a difference in their lives, and you can get paid a significant amount of money to actually do it. And the cool part about creating a digital course is it grows, right? You build a fan base of loyal fans that actually want to buy from you again and again and again. And with just 100 true fans, right? You don't need 1 million subscribers. With just 100 true fans, right? If those people pay you $1,000 a year, right? That's still $100,000 that you made just from actually helping other people learning a skill that you're good at. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the link down in the comments and in the description, and subscribe to our 2 other brand new channels, More Kevin David, where we teach you live how to make money online and answer all of your comments, and our second channel, which is the Kevin David Experience, our top 25 in the world podcast, where we bring on the best and brightest entrepreneurs from around the world. So comment down below side hustle, guys. Give this video a like, make sure you subscribe, and we have a brand new playlist of the best ways to make money online coming to you live in the center of your screen. Make sure you click it in 3, 2, 1. See you there. Click it. Come on, click it. Do it. Click the playlist. Okay, you don't have to, but I promise you'll like it. Click the playlist. See you soon. Peace.